loves you. Truly, the real you loves you. Truly, the real you loves you. Truly.
All right. Truly, 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 truly. Hello out there, and welcome to tonight's Truly Live broadcast. And with your co host, I'm Oliver Blue,
I'm Yolanda.
and that's Yolanda Blue. She's not only my beautiful wife, but she's my business partner, and she's my friend. And we are co grandparents. And we're actually broadcasting tonight from our grandson's playroom.
Yes. So it has been a very, very full 2 days.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Full 2 days. Oh, actually, it's been a full 4 weeks
Yeah.
with everything that we've had going on. And, but that's wonderful. And
Yes,
I
yes.
see that um, we're getting some comments in off of, that would be um,
It's
YouTube.
YouTube.
So tonight we're broadcasting in the digital world on our YouTube channel, Truly OB, and also broadcasting tonight on 2 Facebook channels, our business channel, Truly OB, and my personal Facebook page, Oliver Blue.
Hello, Carol and Bob. Hello,
Carol and
hello.
Bob,
They're watching on Facebook.
yeah.
Hi, guys.
And we're also broadcasting on Twitter tonight. So if you have a favorite digital platform you love, then choose it and come join us tonight because it's going to be fun.
And please, by all means, say hello by letting us know your name and where you're watching us from. You can, let us know your state, your city if you'd like, and then let's see. We'll see if anyone else is. We're not certain about the chats. That's always up in the air for us.
Well, look like we got Facebook and YouTube up there.
Well,
So
right now we do, don't we?
Isn't that wonderful?
So let's see what happens.
Yeah.
So
welcome tonight. We're so happy that you have chose to join us. This is our 6th episode of Truly Live, and Yolanda and I just decided we had it in our plans a few years back to eventually take our transformational business of coaching and put it out in the digital world because that's where most humans live now, in the social media arena. And so we wanted to be out there with a voice.
I'm actually not on social media platforms. I don't have a Facebook account or Twitter or Instagram or TikTok or I don't even know what the others are.
And that's by choice.
That is by choice.
But you are just as much out here in this digital world as I am.
Oh my.
And the viewers out there will attest to that. My Facebook friends will attest to that.
Oh, wow.
That you're all over my page.
Oh my goodness. Well, so again, I'm going to say up front, if we are not responding to your chat, it's because we cannot see it and we still don't have it worked out. We're supposed to have it worked out, but we will see.
Yeah.
So what happens is after we do the program, we go back and we watch the replay. And so we respond to some of the chats. after the live program, but we would much rather, we much prefer to do that during the live so that we can have a conversation and we can actually all interact.
Absolutely.
All right, Oliver.
Well, we always love to start our segment out in the area of gratitude, because we believe and we have experienced in our own life that gratitude is the one of the most simplest ways for us to create the atmosphere that we want to abide in.
And it certainly helps to change the energy.
And it certainly helped to shift energy.
Yes.
Just a thought of gratitude or just statements of gratitude.
Exactly.
And we teach this principle in our coaching business.
Let's do that right now before we even state our gratitudes. Okay, so there are a number of things, experiences or occurrences that happen that we might not think that we can be grateful for. However, there is always something that you can be thankful for or something that you can bless no matter what the situation is. And so a good practice is to make certain that you're using positive energy, something that's going to be expansive. We have a tendency to use negative, constrictive, contraction types of words as opposed to positive, life-giving energy. So for instance, let's say, I don't know. Let's say that let's say someone was involved in an accident. Someone that was involved in an accident, and and let's say the car is totaled. How about that? And oh wow, and so you wouldn't think that there would be anything there to be grateful for. However, what I would do is I would be grateful that though the car was totaled, but I'm grateful that we can purchase another car, because I would be grateful that the person that was involved was able to walk away. That's
Absolutely.
The way I would say it. I would not say, they didn't die or they, weren't maimed. I wouldn't give the negative energy. I would say, I'm happy and grateful that they were able to walk away.
Absolutely.
I'm happy and grateful that we can purchase another car. I'm happy and grateful. I'm happy and grateful for the life that they live and for the contribution that they make to my life. So there are always things that we can express gratitude for, even when there is a situation that we think that we would deem or title negative. Because remember, we're the ones who assign the value on experiences. We determine whether it's positive, negative, good, bad,
absolutely,
pleasant, evil. I mean, whatever titles we are placed on our titles that we put on.
Yeah, there's a saying out there that there's nothing good nor bad.
That's right.
But our thinking make it so.
That's right. All right. So I'm going to ask you to so since we did a little mini teaching right there, how about you tell us one thing? And you don't have to tell us one thing, but tell us something that you're happy and grateful for.
I am happy and I am grateful for the opportunity to spend several days with my family and specifically really excited about the fact that I'm spending some time with my grandson.
Yes.
And that we're broadcasting here in his very own playroom.
In his playroom.
Oh, my goodness.
And he knows that we've set up in his playroom because he comes in and he's looking around and he's seeing stuff like, he doesn't talk a lot, but he points and he comes over and he shakes things and he moves things.
Yeah, he wants to know what all these lights are and cameras and
he
monitors, and he wants to get behind the table and pull the plugs and the wires, and but it's all good. He said we could do it.
Yes,
and so here we are. So yes, I'm happy and grateful for being with family this week, and getting the opportunity to spend so much time with that third generation. Yes. And what about you?
I am happy and grateful for the opportunity to get to spend some time with all of the people who decide to join with us, so that we can all expand our awareness and enter into experiencing more of life abundantly.
Yeah. So you are grateful for episode 6.
Oh, I'm happy. Yes, I am. Let's see. Carol says that we are so grateful for the two of you in our lives and home. Your energy, authenticity, loving personalities bless us each day. Carol and Bob, we just adore you guys.
Yes.
And look for something. We've got something coming your way.
Yeah.
So we love them. Oh, and there's Sue, our good friend Sue. She says, "Hello there, Blues." Hello, Sue. You know we love and adore you.
Absolutely. And we also have one of my best friends, Eldred Rogers, is viewing us on Facebook. So hello, Eldred. We see you out there. How about putting something in the chat that you're grateful for, along with Sue and Carol and anyone else out there that's listening to us. We're trying to set an environment here that we all going to enjoy.
Yes.
So your words, your thoughts, again, they are energy, and your energy, you have the ability to shift energy in a moment's time.
Sue says, "I love and adore the two of you also and always."
Yes.
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 All right.
So never too much gratitude, right?
Never too
Absolutely.
much
And it's
gratitude.
free. You don't have to pay for it. I mean, it's just readily available for us to use.
It actually takes less energy to express gratitude and to be happy than it does to be angry and blow up and all of that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to express the negativity, it takes so much more energy.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to make a confession. So we had to run a brief errand, and we don't normally do that when we're here with the grandson. I'm usually right here in this space with him the whole time. I mean, we walk and we stroll and that kind of thing, but we do that here in the neighborhood. But we had to run out briefly. And so my challenge is with drivers. And so someone was, not just not being courteous, but being very dangerous and weaving and bobbing. And so I yelled out something.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I wasn't in the car with you.
You were not. You were.
I was in the other car.
You were following.
Okay.
And so I yelled out, and it's so funny because the grandson was sitting back there in the back with Curious George, who we call Monkey. I don't know what he's going to call him, but we're going to call him whatever he calls him eventually. But anyway, I yelled out, and he'd been so quiet the entire time. I mean, he doesn't say anything. He was just enjoying the ride. I yelled out, and right after I yelled out, he did too. And I was like, oh no, what am I teaching the grandson? So I corrected myself. I gave myself forgiveness, and I asked the grandson to forgive me, please. I said, please forgive Lovey. That was not kind. And so Lovey doesn't want to use those expressions.
So you changed the energy in the car.
I did.
Just
as a matter of fact, I blessed that driver because I want that driver to be safe so that he, doesn't cause
injury to anyone else.
Yeah. So I did. I quickly corrected.
Yeah. So that's a great teaching right there. Gratitude.
Okay. So Sue says, I'm happy and grateful now that the weather is cooler. I am too, Sue, because it was hot out there. As a matter of fact, grandson and I, right before he got his bath, we went out and we walked. That was him walking, and he wanted to do high steps. So here we are walking in, throwing both of our legs up really, really high, and then we were kicking. And that was fun for him. He enjoyed it until he saw other people, and then he wanted to stop and see. He doesn't say anything to them, but he wants to stop and see them. Anyway, and then let's see. Carol says, gratitude always raises your consciousness awareness. Exactly. Sue says she loves the green walls. Yeah, we'll have to tell them.
Yeah.
We like those green walls too.
Absolutely. Y'all can tell we're really proud grandparents. And we've only been grandparents for about 16 months. And yes, we're so proud to see another generation that we have the opportunity to help him to be an impact in his generation to come. So it's a great responsibility, but we love it.
Exactly.
Yes.
I am Exhausted. I'm exhausted, but it's a happy exhaustion. I actually got almost. I was 3 minutes shy of 8 hours of sleep last night. I sat
That's
down. I walked upstairs and sat down to. I sat down. I think I was gonna take my shoes off, and I don't remember anything after that.
and that's so unusual for you to get 8 hours of sleep.
It's very
I was
unusual
so
for
happy.
me.
I'm happy and grateful that you got 8 hours because you don't normally get that.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. So tonight must be my confession night. Okay, so I fell asleep on the bed, and actually I was in my clothes and everything. And all I remember is that eventually I took my clothes off. But like I didn't do anything that I know. Like I didn't brush my teeth last night, so there was no sugar or anything like that going on. I was exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
But it's all good because like I said, I got 3 minutes shy of 8 hours, and that so seldom ever happens. So I was very, very happy and grateful. And I needed
yeah.
it because he is full energy. When he's
Yeah.
up, he is always up and on, which
Yes.
is great.
Yes. Well, we're going to spend all the time on the show tonight talking about.
No, we're not.
We're gonna move on?
I could, but we're not going to do that.
So we're going to move on to our next segment, which we normally take the opportunity on each one of our shows to share an inspirational message or a inspirational quote.
Are you what if we have people on here that haven't been on here before?
Well, that's true.
So let's
Go back to the previous.
Yeah, let's just really quickly here.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
let's
if
just do this real
so
quick.
if you're new to Truly Live, first of all,
And we hope that there are some new ones
yeah,
on here.
and whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching the replay, Yolanda and I are certified coaches, and we own our own. We founded and run our own coaching business, personal development company called Truly OB. We're both co-founders, and this came out of our own experience of being mentored and coached throughout our 31 years, and also out of our desire to help others to get different results, to help others and to inspire others to come to discover their true authenticity, to discover their gifts and talents, and help people to get clarity on how to leverage their life in the world.
While you do that, I'm going to go check on him because
Okay.
he normally does not cry out. So let me just
Yeah. All right. So this is a live show. So she's going to have to adjust because he is crying. We put him down. But yes, so that's how we started this journey. Basically, as a result of our own experience of being coached and mentored, and our deep desire to help others. And this is the form that we ended up developing, and so now we're here. One of our biggest goals in these broadcasts is to be a source of information, inspiration, transformation, and empowerment. You'll hear us say many times that we are transformational coaches, or we teach transformational principles. And you might ask the question, well, what is transformation? I hear that word kind of used all over the place. Transformation to us simply means getting different results than you're already getting. To transform your present results into different results. Why would you want different results? Because you may be discontented with the results that you're getting. And it could be in many different areas. We focus on 6 core areas, starting with love and relationships, time and money freedom, jobs and careers, spiritual awareness, and we also coach in the area of service, how you want to show up in the world. How do you want to give back to the community in which you are blessed to be a part of? And so when we're not happy with the results that we're getting in our life. Well, the results are not going to change if we continue to do the same thing. If we continue to think the same way, if we continue to have the same activities, they're not going to create different results. Different results or transformation comes as a result of us becoming a match. You becoming a match to the desire that you have, meaning there is a mental state. There is a mental state that is a match for everything that happens in the planet. And so in order to achieve a particular level, you have to bring your level of mental awareness up to that level of that particular event or result.
So there is the mental awareness.
Yes.
But there's also the energy.
There's,
so you want to have a high energy.
Yes.
Because we're going to see greater results when we have a buy-in.
Absolutely.
So we want to have lots of energy with that. And then there needs to be agreement for everything.
Oh, absolutely. If you look,
agreement in all the areas.
Yeah. So if you look at any
mental, spiritual, physical, that's the energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you look at any successful organization, or if you look at any successful person, and when I say success, meaning that they're getting the results that they desire.
Yes.
But those results don't just happen. They happen as a result of a process of them aligning themselves with the laws that govern this universe. Mm-hmm. We live in a very orderly universe. I don't know if you noticed or not, but you notice that the sun is not bumping into the moon, and the moon's not bumping into the stars, and the galaxies are staying in place, and the planets are staying in place because it's a very orderly universe. Well, it is that way because the universe operates under laws. Well, the life that we have, the life that's in your hand, which is your life, it operates your body. It operates based on particular laws. And when we align ourselves with the laws of the universe, when we align ourselves with the laws of nutrition, health, when we align ourselves with the law of right thinking and right being and right doing, we become a match for those levels of achievement, and we find ourselves having those experiences.
That's right.
So it just doesn't happen.
And when you say right thinking, right, when you say all those rights, that means what? That means in service to that which we desire.
It's in service to that which you desire. Because you can take a person that has a desire to do that which is harmful to himself and to others, and he gets in right thinking with doing those things. Yes. So to him, that's right, and it brings about the experience of the destructive behavior or results.
But that is as a result of he or she not knowing who they are.
And that's a result. That's a result of not having a real true idea of why we're here and the right use of our life. But anyway, all right. Thank you, dear.
Yes.
Thank you for helping me to qualify that.
Yeah. And the grandson is good. He had tossed all of his friends out of the bed.
Yeah.
And he wanted them back.
All right. That's my grandson. So we are sharing timeless content, universal principles, proven practices that will help you, our viewers,
and help ourselves. Because every time we do this, we're expanding our awareness as well.
Yeah. So we're all about growth.
Yes.
I mean, this Truly Live is about staying on what we call our growing edge, meaning we desire experiences that we haven't experienced before. And so in order to do that, it requires growth on our part. And it is said somewhere that some people live 90 years. Some people live 90 years.
Let's do it like this. Let's say
how it goes.
Some people live 65. Some people live 1 year 65.
There you go.
Times
1 year 65 times.
Years. Okay, so they use 1 year and they live that same 1 year over and over.
65 times.
And then there are other people
who lived 65 years.
And each year is
They
a
different experience.
Growing
Expansive, growing experience, and that's the life I think that we all desire. To be experiencing life to the point, like we mentioned a few weeks back, hearing David Thoreau said that he wanted to get all the marrow out of life.
Hi, Jill, Keith, we see you.
Hey, Jill. Henry said he wanted to suck all the marrow out of life. Yes. He didn't want to get to the end of life and realize that he had missed it.
Yes, that he had not lived.
He had not lived his life.
Because once you're at the end of your life, you don't get to live anymore.
It's over do and done with.
So it behooves us to live all of our life while we yet can.
Yes.
And truthfully, none of us are promised anything. So it is a very good practice to stay present and to experience all that you can in the present.
Yes. So Truly Live is a
hello, Arthur Gay.
Hey, he's Arthur. Yeah. So Truly Live is an extension again of our transformational coaching business, because we're all about growth. And so we wanted to get right here in the middle of this digital world and be a voice for growth, your digital coach.
Yes. To share universal principles, timeless content.
Yes.
For you guys to have community access.
Yes.
And you'll get to benefit from our decades of experience. Not that we have had every experience. It's just that we're willing to share, what we've done well and what we've not done so well.
And also we will be having some guests that will be sharing some areas of expertise.
Some great content.
Yes, with some great content, and that will be coming as we move forward.
So briefly, we'll go ahead and tell you that if you're watching for the first time. So we have people who have already agreed to come on and share alternative health practices. That's an herbalist that's going to come on for us, decades of experience. We'll have someone that's going to come on to share tax information. We've got someone who's agreed to do Oliver's going to do the setting up an LLC. We end up doing that on a one-to-one basis. So
talking about business and nonprofits, yes.
So he'll show you how to set that up. But then we've got a person that has agreed to come on that does your trademark. What's the other things that she does? It's trademark, nonprofit. That's your 501(c)(3), and it was one other thing that she was doing. At any rate,
it will come to us.
Yeah, and let's see. We're going to do a fun segment on friendships.
Yes,
long-lasting friendships, because that's just fun. Something we want to do, and then we'll teach. We'll do some topics, some specific topics, like we wanted to talk about forgiveness, because it's a very powerful practice, and we don't do it well. If we did, we would do it. If we did it well, we would do it more often, but we're not skilled at it. And it's a skill that we should, it would behoove us to learn to function in that.
Absolutely.
So we're going to talk about a number of different things.
And I think the bonus with you and I, Londy, is the fact that we are dance-loving, fun-loving couple. And we love to have fun. We're real people like you. We just love to cut up.
Well, that's because we spent a number of years doing the other thing, the arguing and bickering, and that was draining and not a lot of fun. So we decided, we tried that and it didn't work. So let's try something else. So that's what we did.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get into tonight's subject.
Okay.
Hi, Jill. And let's see. All right.
Okay, so we're going to move into our Truly Life lesson.
Did we do our inspiration? I think we went past.
We went past the inspiration. Let's go back to that.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. So for tonight, our inspirational quote comes from one of our resources from A Course in Miracles, and I'm going to let you read it.
The goal of the curriculum, regardless of the teacher you choose, is know thyself.
It's what?
Know thyself.
Know thyself.
There is nothing else to seek. Everyone is looking for himself and for the power and glory he thinks he has lost. That's from A Course in Miracles. That's from the text in chapter 8. That's in section 3. That was paragraph 5 and sentences 1 through 3.
Oh, wow. The goal of the curriculum, regardless of the teacher you choose, is to know thyself. So what this statement is saying is that the goal of the curriculum basically is your life.
Yes.
The goal of your life, the goal of my life. Regardless of what teacher we choose. I like to say regardless of what classroom you choose.
Yes.
Because we all choose how we're going to learn the curriculum that is required for us to be here on earth, whether we know it or not. So we choose the classrooms. When I say classrooms, you choose your relationships, you choose your families, you choose your careers,
yes.
You choose the neighborhood you live in, you choose your place of faith.
Yes. And all of those choices bring about experiences.
All of them bring about experiences, and all those choices involve other people.
Yes.
And it is our interaction with other people, whether it be in a close marriage relationship or a child-parent relationship or a student-teacher relationship
or a business
relationship or your neighbor next door to the left or the one to the right or the one across the street or
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. That is what is used. That's what life uses to teach us the lessons that we're here to learn.
So so we'll do another little mini teach. So if we find ourselves in the same type of situation over and over and over again, there's a lesson that we are not learning. And because we're not learning that lesson, the experience keeps coming up. Now, what happens is when we insist on not learning, the experience comes with more trauma and more drama. So it behooves us to learn the lesson. Who wants to be 65 and in kindergarten? I mean, really?
Who wants to be 65 and in kindergarten? But there's a lot of 65 years old. They're still learning the elementary stuff.
Michael Bullard, thank you. He's joined us. He's watching.
Hey, Michael. Thank you for joining us. Yes. So, again, we get to choose.
Yes.
You choose your mate. You choose your family, and it is in those environments that we learn the things that we are here to learn, such as forgiveness.
Well, actually, there are 3 things that all of us have to learn the same 3 lessons. We think that there's so much more, but it all boils down to 3. And I'm using a superlative there. I'm using one of those hysterical words, all.
Yeah, we try to stay away from superlatives, right?
But this is what happens. We all must learn love.
We all must learn love.
And we say we should learn all conditional love.
Yes.
And we say that because we have observed and we have practiced.
And we have
experienced this some ourselves that our love can be conditional.
Yes.
And that's not that's not the best expression of love.
When I married you, my love was somewhat conditional.
Oh.
Yeah, because I hadn't learned unconditional love.
Oh, yes.
The way that I've learned it now.
Yeah.
And that conditional love, man, that is a lot of stress and anxiety.
It's a lot of work.
Yes.
It is. So all conditional love and then forgiveness. And we say that we should learn unconditional forgiveness because there should be no areas that we are unwilling to forgive.
Yes.
We know that there are some difficult things. We know that there are some difficult things that people encounter, but it is in our best interest. Well, that one of the when we do the section on forgiveness,
yes.
We're going to get into all of that, and actually, it's probably going to be more than one session.
Yeah,
but you'll see. So, all conditional love, unconditional forgiveness, and non-judgment.
And non-judgment.
And that's a biggie.
That is a huge one.
When we can, because and really it's something that we shouldn't be doing anyway, because we don't know we don't know all the circumstances.
We don't have all the details.
No.
We don't know all the circumstances.
And truthfully, we don't even know what we would do if we were in that situation. That's why it is probably in our best interest to not increase anyone's pain or anxiety or injury by adding our negativity to a situation already.
Yeah. And also there's a law that is in place where judgment is concerned. It says that with the same measure or with the same judgment that you judge another, that same measure is going to be used to judge yourself.
Yes.
So when we understand that principle, then no judgment becomes our best friend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So that's our inspirational segment.
Yes. So to know thyself is, again, according to this inspirational quote, it is the thing that we're all searching for.
Okay.
And that's a great lead into our subject for tonight. And we're going to spend the next few minutes talking about, in this segment, our Truly Life lesson. Tonight, we're talking about the subject, the real you.
All right.
The real you. And if you would notice that our business and our message is named using the word truly, which stands for the real you loves you. And we didn't just grab that out of the air because we liked it, but we use that name and that message because that is our core message about the real you. We understand that it is through transformation begins with knowing thyself.
Yes.
The first step in transformation is true identity, learning who we really are in authentic self, the real you. And the reason when we say the real you, so there's an implication there that there is a you that is not real.
Well, that's because we think that we live in a dual world, but
we do live in duality, but in duality, there can be an awakening and an awareness of who you truly are, your real true self, the true essence of a person or your personality to the core. And that's what we want to talk about briefly tonight.
All right, let's get into it then.
All right. So again, when we say the real you, from our point of view, we're talking about, when we say real, we're talking about that which is changeless, that which is eternal. This is what qualifies for this conversation tonight.
Yes.
The way we qualify what's real and unreal is basically by that, we say that which is real is eternal, is changeless, it have always existed, and it will always exist. It doesn't go through changes in forms. In reality, what we're talking about in terms of that which is real, in most cases, it's formless. So that's what we're using for the basis of our conversation tonight, the real you. And it is quite evident to all of us, it's quite evident to me, that the human species, the human race, is more than what we see on the surface. The human race is more than a body that's born and that goes through life with activities, and then eventually that body is laid to rest, has no more life in it. And so applying our basis for real and unreal to that, we would have to say that the body is what? Real or unreal?
Well, based on the definition that you just
based
gave,
on our definition,
then the body is unreal.
The body's unreal
because the body goes through changes.
That's right. It has a birth date and it has an expiration date. and it
So
goes
what you're
and it goes through all kind of
so
changes
what
in
you're
between
saying,
the two.
so what you're saying is that the body is not eternal.
The body's not eternal.
Yeah.
It's a
So
temporary.
for this
For
conversation,
this
this is all we're
conversation.
talking about, just for
Yes.
this conversation. So let's get into talking about some characteristics of the real you, so that we
Yes.
can understand what it is that we're
Yeah.
talking about here.
Yeah. So when we talk about the real you, we can't really adequately define it completely because it's undefinable. But what we can do is share somewhat characteristics
Yes.
of what it looks like. And I'll make the statement that from our point of view, when we say the real you, it is our point of view that we're all, the essence of all of us is spirit. That we all are, the core of who we are is spirit. And we have a body and we have a mind. Just like downstairs in the driveway is my car, but I am not my car. But there is a distinct difference between who I am as an individual and what my car is. It's a distinct difference. Likewise, at the core of at the essence of who we are as a human species is spirit, which is, again, that which is timeless, that which is infinite, that which has no beginning, no end. It always was and always will, because we believe that at the root of all life is spirit, and all life comes from spirit. So we're spiritual beings. That's why they call it a human being. We're human having a spiritual experience, or spiritual beings having a human experience. So let's go through a few of the characteristics of the real you and spirit. So I'll read the left side, you read the right side.
Okay.
Okay. So when we say what's real, the real you, we're talking about love.
Okay. Love.
That's a characteristic of the real you, of spirit.
Okay.
That is what? That is love.
Oneness.
That is pure spirit.
Okay. Awareness.
That is infinite.
Eternal. Timeless.
Innocence.
Holiness and wholeness.
All right. Peace.
Joy.
It's unalterable, meaning it's changeless.
It's birthless, which means it's also deathless.
Fearless.
Guiltless.
Okay. So that is just it's not an exhaustive list, but it is a list of what we deem to be characteristics of what the real you, what we believe, and through our experience and our awareness, what the real you looks like. And you'll notice that in many cases, these characteristics are invisible. They're not visible characteristics.
Let's do this. So Jim, who is that?
Jim LeClaire.
Jim LeClaire.
Oh
is
my
watching.
God.
Brenda Smith is also watching.
You know
Hello,
who Jim?
guys.
You know who Jim LeClaire is?
Oh,
Jim.
You say that like I'm supposed to know.
Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
I know that.
I worked with Jim many years, and he was a vice president that I worked under when I had a corporate job.
Okay.
And Jim, as you can see, I'm no longer in that corporate world anymore. We're out here in these digital social media streets sharing transformational principles. So Jim.
So let's ask the people that are watching. We'd like to invite you guys to do the. Oh, Sue says she knows Jim as well. Sue, say her last name.
Sefco.
No.
Slefco.
Atkins. So he would have known her as Sue Atkins.
Sue Atkins,
yeah,
right.
He would have known her as
Jim
Sue
knows
Atkins.
Sue.
All right. So let's invite those who are watching. How about you guys write in the chat or the comments a characteristic of your true authentic self that you are aware of, or that you that you identify with, and we'll read some of those. Can you guys do that? Oliver, what is one of your characteristics?
One of my characteristics?
Yes.
What I deem my real self?
Yes.
My biggest one is awareness.
So I'm going to put
That's my favorite too.
Awareness is yours.
Awareness that I grow. Yes, yes.
So Oliver, awareness. And Yolanda, I'm going to put beauty.
Yes. Sue said one of her real characteristic is eternal.
Ooh, I
Absolutely.
love it. Yeah,
absolutely. And Carol says that her characteristic of her real self is creative.
Okay.
That is so true.
Yeah. So Oliver said awareness, and mine is beauty, and that's because once I hit a certain number of years, I went through this thing where all I wanted was to experience beauty. And I just became that much more aware of the beauty in nature and the beauty in people and the beauty in patience and the beauty in gentleness and the beauty in generosity. And so that is what I mean by beauty. It has nothing to do with what we none of the surface stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Anyone else want to write one of the characteristics that you identify with as being part of the real you, who you are authentically?
And that means that it always has been with you. It is present with you now, and it will always be with you. And as we have worked in the personal development community, one of the things that we work with our customers or clients with is getting them to turn within and begin to recognize the invisible qualities of their life.
Yes.
Because that is where, from our experience and knowledge, that is where we can actually begin to use those qualities to change the results that we're getting. And it's almost what we call an inside out approach to life versus an outside in approach. I mean that everything that is done from our essence, which is spirit.
Yes. Jill said that her characteristic is stillness, and that is absolutely, that's a great one too.
So true, Jill.
All right. So now let's go into talking about what the real you really is.
Yes. So the way we sum up or simplify who the real you is in the way we communicate it with each other and in our space and in our world is that the real you is love.
Yes.
The real you is love, and love is what when we define it, we're not talking about the love of the world or the love that that we see that is used commonly, but we're talking about a love that comes from the source of all life, because we believe that life itself is love.
Yes.
And that because we are born of this life, we're born of that source, that we are born of love. And so I know from my own journey, the struggles I had in my early 20s and 30s and 40s, when I didn't really I wasn't really comfortable with myself. I really was struggling with identity. I went through, I guess you would call, an identity crisis. And I went on this search and this journey to try to understand why I was experiencing such uncomfortability. And at the end of that process,
You said in your 30s,
20s, 30s, 40s, yeah.
40s.
No, 2030s for the most part, yes. Because it was
Yeah.
in my early 30s that I had an experience, spiritual experience that caused me to wake up to a reality that everything that I was looking for was already in me.
How about your 50s?
50s, no. By the time I was 50, I was very much aware of
Really?
who I was um, and what I valued, and but what we do find again in our experience and with working with other people is that the thing that people are really looking for is their own self, and that self reside not outside of us in people, places, or things,
Yes.
but they reside as an inner awareness that we are the love that we're looking for.
Yes, yes. Who else has joined us here?
Jacqueline Bailey. Hey, Jacqueline. Thank you for joining Truly Live tonight.
Yes.
So happy you're here. So, the real you. In conclusion, what would you say, Yolanda, about your real you?
Well, I choose to identify with Source, the creator of all things. I do not breathe myself. I do not cause. I'm a science major, and so I'm fascinated with all things that have to do with nature, and the human body is absolutely phenomenal in that all these systems work, and they work in concert with each other. So I do not breathe myself.
So you acknowledge that there's one that's breathing you,
I acknowledge that there is one that breathes me,
and
so,
whatever form that take.
whatever form you want to call that.
That's right.
So, and that is who I identify with.
Yes. So, if you're out there tonight, and hopefully this message has resonated with you, that the real you loves you because the real you is love. That is our truly life lesson tonight. And when we embrace ourselves as love and begin to operate from the love that we have the capacity not only to change the results in our own personal life, but you'll have the ability and the capacity to change the world around you.
So there's a sacred scripture that says that we are to love the Creator with all of our heart, our minds, our soul. That means with our entire being. And then that we are to love our brother as ourselves.
And then we are to love our brothers as ourselves.
Love our brother as ourselves.
Yeah.
And I have observed in my years that one of the reasons that we do not love our fellow mankind as well as we can and should is because we really don't love ourselves.
We don't love ourselves, and because we don't know, we haven't come
what
to
it's
the
about,
awareness
who we
that that is who we are. That is the real you. The real you is love. All of us were born from the one source, and that one source itself is love. And so ideas don't leave their source.
No.
Even though we can try to
project
differently
yeah.
Than the source, but the reality is we all share the same life. We all share the same love. We all share the same breath, the one breath.
We're really all swimming in the same
We're all
ocean.
swimming in the same ocean.
Yeah.
And when we embrace that reality, that idea, therein lies the solution to all. I think it is the basis for the solution to every problem that's in the world. So
Jacqueline said, that is true, Yolanda. Love can change the world.
Oh, absolutely.
Love does change the world.
Yes.
And if we open our eyes, we can see that there is a lot of change.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so.
And, that may be a very overwhelming concept, that we can change the whole world. But in reality, if we just start with changing our
own world.
if we start with changing our world, there's that thing that says that we are like 4 to 6 people from touching everyone.
Not even that many.
Yeah. So if we would just manage our world, and truthfully, if we manage ourselves,
yes,
if we self-govern, if we manage ourselves, because we actually have so much that we can do to work on myself. See, no one can be as good a Yolanda as Yolanda can be.
Absolutely.
As being Yolanda. And so Yolanda doesn't need to try to be Oliver. Yolanda needs to work Yolanda. I need to do the work for Yolanda.
Yes.
And Oliver needs to do the work for Oliver.
Yes.
Instead of Oliver trying to tell Yolanda what to do, or Yolanda trying to tell Oliver what to do.
Yeah. I remember the day we had the conversation that we're no longer responsible for each other's.
Oh, I remember when I released you from that.
Oh yeah.
When I told Oliver, I said, you are not responsible for the and that was an epiphany that came, it was an understanding that I got. Right. You are not responsible for my happiness. First of all, I already knew that my joy is a gift. Joy and peace, love, that's a gift that is given to me by the Creator. And so because of that, that's something that I shouldn't just let somebody take. It's a gift. So it's a gift that I'm going to hold that gift in high esteem. But, in our marriage relationship, I kept thinking, well, I'm not happy. I'm not happy.
Oh man.
I'm not happy. And you, Oliver, are responsible for me not being happy. And I got a very nice, gentle, very calm, gentle correction that no, Oliver is not responsible for your happiness, Yolanda. You're responsible for that yourself. And so since that understanding came to me, I had to release you. And I said, you're not responsible for my happiness. My happiness is mine and mine alone. So I will do the work to make certain that
and vice versa. So, that is a heavy load to carry. Yes, and if you're out, if you're out here viewing this, and you may still be struggling with the fact that you can't make someone else happy, whether it's your child or your spouse or your boss or your neighbor, you can release that anxiety right here and now by understanding the reality that that's not your responsibility. Yeah. It's not your responsibility.
And when we do the work to be the best us, that our best gift is to be the best person that we can be, to be the best us.
Yeah.
And then that way we can show up in the world and make the deposits that, that we are making.
Absolutely.
Are you reading you're not reading your, I'm reading my feed. You're not reading.
Okay. Jacqueline said, "This is so true, Yolanda. Love can change the world."
We already did that one.
And then Jacqueline said, "I shared that with my son and his wife before they got married." Lots of pressure. That's a lot of pressure to put on someone. That is a tremendous amount of pressure for you to carry, to think that you're responsible for someone else's happiness.
We had some practices that we did back in the day that we don't do those now, but it used to be that the older people would pass along the nuggets of wisdom to younger people, and we don't do that anymore. And some of that was good stuff. Now some of it some of it we should have just put in a bag, and put it out there in the on the curb.
Put it on the curb for the trash man to come get.
but some of that was good. And it's just that's one of the things. We have a passion to see young couples to not spend their time, wasting those years in the beginning when you're trying to make somebody else do something and you can't even make yourself do certain things. So
so thank you so much. That is our truly life lesson for tonight, the real you. And in closing, we always like to close just as grateful as we open. And we always like to share with our viewers the loving kindness meditation that speaks to all of us. And this loving kindness meditation came from
the Dalai Lama.
The Dalai Lama. And so you want to
So
get
this
us
is
started?
a meditation that we came across a number of years ago, and I've been using this as a prayer where I bless all those that are near and dear to my heart, and then I extend that to the people in my community, my state, my country, my continent. I mean, so I end up doing, and before it's over with, I end up blessing every being that's on the
Yes.
earth. So let's do this one together. So, and we are so happy and grateful for all of you for joining us and being with us. And so we bless all of you who joined with us and those that you hold near and dear to
Yes.
your heart. May you be truly happy.
May you live in peace.
May you live in love.
May you know the power of forgiveness.
May you live in the recognition that your life has deep meaning and good purpose. That's the Dalai Lama's
Yes.
loving kindness meditation.
And we end by saying, may you live in the awareness of who you truly are in God.
That's Oliver.
And that's Oliver and Yolanda.
That's Oliver and Yolanda.
Okay, well, that's the end of our live show for tonight. We're so happy that you joined us, whether you joined us live or on the replay. Thank you so much. We're grateful for that. And we'll, again, be back on each Friday night at 7 p.m. With a new episode of Truly Live. And there's something in it for everyone. So join us. And we're all about your growth, your happiness, your life.
He's Oliver.
I'm Yolanda.
We're the OK Blues. He's confused. We're the OK Blues.
We're the OK Blues. And thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.